love. I wish you peace and love.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Kayla. This is the Soul Trip. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for rocking with your girl. So y'all, I'm just happy to know I'm not the only weird person out there, because I'm very weird. I am really weird. And sometime last year I made a video talking all about being an introvert, talking all about being weird. You know, you got those people who think because you can get on camera and talk to a camera that you're not really introvert because you seem outgoing. But y'all, no. I am very introverted. And shout out to you all who commented on that video and you got it. And you're like that too. Shout out to y'all, because we're very special people. We are. And I'm so thankful to be one of the special ones. I am. And I wanted to hop on camera and talk all about being like socially awkward, because y'all, it's a real life thing. It's a real life experience. That your girl has really dealt with social anxiety and being socially awkward, like to the point where I don't even think like some of my friends really understand that I am socially awkward, or that I may get socially anxious. It's something that I'm very able to fake and pretend, but it is also something that I have dealt with my whole entire life. And I feel that it's just because I'm introverted. Like, I am really introverted. I am, you know, I love being in my own thoughts. I love being to myself. I love vibing to myself. Like, it's just, that's just me. However, because we live in a social society, and you know, shout out to the current events, this is a time where it's, you know, a lot easier for introverts than it is extroverts. Like, extroverts are struggling right now. But I wanted to get on camera and talk about this because, like everything and anything else, I know because there's 8 billion people on this planet, that I'm not the only one who have experiences or maybe experiencing this, or you know, have undergone this. So I wanted to share this with you all so that, you know, we can connect. If this is you, if you have gone through this, hey, you're not the only one. So like I said, I have pretty much been this way. Like, I've dealt with this even as a kid. But just, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know what the heck is going on. You don't know to put a name. I didn't know that this was social anxiety. I just thought maybe like my grandmother would tell me that I was bashful and shy. So my boyfriend and I actually just had this conversation the other day, because kids are not going back to school. And I thought about me when it was time for me to go back to school. I was never excited for school, like ever, not even the first day. Literally before the first day of school, I could not sleep. Like, whenever first day of school any year, I was up all night having night sweats, just not able to, like, I was anxious, like having anxiety. Like, as a kid, my boyfriend and I were laughing at it now, but as a kid, like, I was like, dang, like I really was going through panic attacks, having anxiety, not even knowing that's what that was, but legit would have anxiety about school the next day.
I'm nervous, Max. I'll admit it. I'm nervous, okay? I'll admit it. I'm nervous, all right?
And I don't even know why. Like, I don't, you know, it would always turn out to be cool. Like, I would see people I was, you know, cool with back then, or just whatever. People can talk about their summers, blah, blah, blah. But just the anticipation, like, I always had anxiety. Just anticipating the first day of school, and just all the days for the rest of the school year, I just dreaded going. Like, I did not like school. I did not like having to go to school.
And sometimes it's just too much. It's just too stressful.
Anyways, fast forward to my college years. I still had this in college. Like, I legit dreaded going to school, dreaded the first day. Because, you know, on the first day, you have to now introduce yourself. You have to talk. You have to do this. So even to the point where I transferred schools and started going to school in Chicago, I'm dreading to speak, because every time I speak, they're like, where you're from? Oh, you're not from here. Like, you're from the South, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just dreaded it, y'all. I legit dreaded it. Whenever it was my turn to speak, I'm breaking out in sweats. Like, I'm legit sweating, like, uncontrollably. I'm stuttering. So it's funny, like, my old best friend, like, we were the same in this. Ashley, she used to be on this channel. We would talk about how we would start stuttering just from, I don't know what it was, like, just from, like, the social awkwardness or the anxiety. And it's all, like, in your head, because I'm super confident. Like, I love who I am. I'm confident in myself. I love being me. But for some reason, like, I'll be in my head of what judgments you may have about me, or is this right, is that right? Like, I don't know, like, I'm in my head. So then I'm in my head, so when I go to speak, I'm like twisting up my words because I'm not able to articulate because I'm thinking too much. Like, y'all, it was just too much. So some specific stories that I can share, I'll never forget. I'm so embarrassed to this day. This is again college years, and I was in a car with a group of people. We were headed back to college or something. We were just on a road trip, and we started like having deep conversations about religion and, you know, everything. And every time it was like my turn to like speak, no one knew, because I had come off as being outgoing. Like, I know how to fake being social. Like, I'm just introverted. So I know how to be social, but at the same time, it's not that I just enjoy it. Like, it's not fun to like just go out and make a bunch of friends, because I don't care to do that. But anyways, I digress. I'm in a car with this group of people, and no one knows that I'm like introverted. No one knows that I get like all socially awkward and anxious. But I'm in a car with this group of people. It was like 2 guys and another girl, and we're having this deep conversation. It's my turn to speak. And I totally butchered this word to the point where it was like an awkward silence. And then like one of the dudes, he's real funny. So he was like, "What'd you just say?" But the word that I butchered was Christianity. And like, I was so nervous to the point where I was like, yeah, blah, 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 Christianity. Like, it was so awkward. Like, and I'm saying like a lot because this is part of probably that awkwardness. I keep saying like, anyways, it was so awkward. Like, once he was like, "What you just say?" everybody in the car bust out laughing, and I just wanted to melt away. I was like, oh shoot. And I just played it off. I laughed too. I'm like, oh man, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. And freak, I know what I meant. I know how to say the word. I'm just freaking socially awkward, and I have awkward moments. If we're talking one-on-one, if we haven't really connected, like if it's real kind of small talk still, I may say something awkward. I may do something awkward. I may look awkward. I may, you're gonna get some awkwardness from me. If we haven't connected, if it's not like a deep conversation that we're having, you won't see me. Like, you will kind of get like, I don't know, like a filtered me that's really like going to look awkward and come off as awkward, because that's me. I don't know what to say. Freaking, I'm weird. I'm awkward. I don't know what to say. That's just me. So that happened. So even like little jobs that I would have in college, like just working like at this wax salon, just like little jobs that I would do, there were times where when I'm meeting a new customer or I'm checking out someone, just whatever it was, it would be like little moments of awkwardness where I would end up stuttering or end up saying the word wrong or just doing something just random. Or you probably seeing me pouring sweat stains in my shirt because I'm feeling awkward. Like, I don't feel like talking one, but I'm having to have this forced conversation with you about what the hell ever, for whatever reason.
Do you mind? I'm trying to sit here.
And here I am, but we're doing it, and yeah, you're gonna get some awkwardness. So that has been my experience, and leading up to now, all those times and all those years, it was something that, again, as a kid, I couldn't articulate it. I didn't know what was going on. Moving into college and moving, you know, into that phase, it was something that, okay, I'm awkward, but you know what? I'm going to do my best to hide it. Like, I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm not too embarrassed. Like, I love myself. Like, I don't really care what you think, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Now it's just like, girl, I laugh at myself and keep going. I'm like, yeah, if we're talking, I may just blurt out and say it like, my bad, girl. I'm feeling a little anxious right now. Like, I don't even know why I'm feeling anxious, but I am. Hey, I am. Whatever. But now it doesn't happen as often. I don't stutter anymore. Thank the Lord, because that was not fun. It's really not fun, especially like in college when it would be your turn to read, and it's like, freak, I know how to read out loud, but gosh, I do not want to read out loud. Like, I don't want to read out loud. Don't call my name, don't call my name. So okay, now it's my turn to read out loud. I'm stuttering. Anyways, now I don't stutter, so that's a good thing. But I do have moments where I am just awkward. Like a month ago, it was 4th of July. We're in August 2021 now, in case you're watching this in the future. So a month ago, it was July 4th. I was around my boyfriend's family, and I was having a one-on-one conversation with one of his cousins, and it was kind of, you know, just small talk. She's cool, her vibe is cool, but it was just still like small talk. And I don't know why I was just starting to sweat. I was wearing something where you couldn't tell that I was sweating underneath, but I was just, whoo, it's getting hot in here. Okay, what'd you say? Listening to her talk, and you know, I'm trying to indulge in conversation with her to not be rude, but I was getting, you know, I was feeling a little anxious. Too much too much. So that happened a month ago, and little stuff like that may just happen periodically, but it's not something that just consumes me. Like, I know how to have a conversation. I know how to have a simple and basic conversation. Everything doesn't have to be deep. I don't have to connect with every person that I meet. But again, I do have my moments to where I'm just socially awkward, especially if we're not like on that level, or if we're not connecting on that level. And especially if I'm in like a large group of people. Like if I'm with a large group, which I don't really, you know, hang out in groups anymore. I'm not at that point in my life anymore where I'm hanging out with groups of people. But if I ever find myself in that type of situation, I probably would like allow myself to fall back from the group, and I'll let other people take the lead in the conversation, because that's just who I am. So I say all that to say that I wanted to share this experience, because if you're a socially awkward black girl, you are not the only one. If you're, you know, kind of weird, or just consider yourself weird or just different from other people, you're not the only one. Like, you're not, for real. And then I also wanted to say too, like, if you have any friends or family members, you may not even know that they deal with being socially awkward or anxious or any of that. But just if you do know, and if you are aware, be patient with them. Like, they're not rude. You know, people are not always rude. Or if you come across a person and they don't seem to be truly trying to engage in conversation with you, or they may seem standoffish, don't assume that they're stuck up. Don't assume that they have an attitude. Don't assume that they're rude. Like, I've been told, like, oh, I thought you were stuck up until we, you know, started hanging out, or I thought you were this, or, you know, you seemed like this until I got to know you. Please don't think those things. But sometimes it's not you, or it has nothing to do with you. Like, people may be in their own heads. People may be just, you know, vibing to their own vibe because they're more comfortable being that way and doing that.
I like looking at my phone and not talking to anyone. Don't they understand? Being alone is okay. They're the crazy ones.
So those are just my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So if you like videos like this, if you would like for me to make more videos about being a socially black awkward girl, please let me know. I am definitely down to do that. Comment your thoughts. And yeah, stay tuned for the next. Peace and love.